Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitcell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up on today's show, I'm going to tell you why you can't sleep on rookie running back Dylan Laube, because he could become a household name for Raider Nation this upcoming season. I'm a big fantasy football fan. I'm a big fan of the silver and black. And at this time of the offseason, I always write down little notes. And I always keep a notepad of things that I remember happening before and things that are happening now. There's a lot of things on my notepad from coaches' notes, from reports out there, from things that I'm being told of why the nation, why fantasy football fans, why the NFL needs to pay attention to the 6th-round rookie Dylan Laube, because dude's making some noise. To make sure that you never miss anything going on around the Raiders, around OTA practices, I mean, here's the thing. Minicamp right around the corner. Post June 1st, right around the corner. That's a very, very important day for the silver and black. Bottom line, if the Raiders end up doing something this offseason, I don't care if it's May, I don't care if it's June, July, this year, next year, you're getting a video every single day from us, so make sure you're subscribed and turn on those notifications. So what we're going to be looking at today is Dylan Laube, the rookie that the Raiders ended up drafting out of New Hampshire, and I'm going to tell you why he is going to impress this season and why people shouldn't just look at him. And when the conversation gets brought up, when we talk about Laube, a lot of times it's, oh yeah, he'll make the 53-man roster. Of course he's going to make the 53-man roster. But by the time you're done watching this show, you're going to go, wow, I think he might be the second best running back behind only Zamir White this season. Early on, and the first reason why you shouldn't sleep on him is he is impressing early at OTAs. And I do think this is important because the Raiders, their OTA practices at the time that I'm making this video, May 20th, they didn't really practice that day. It was more just showing up. It was like your first day of school where you get to introduce yourself. Hi, my name's Dylan Laube, and you get the rundown. Then you had practice on the 21st, the 23rd, the 28th, which is the day that I'm recording this video now. But already coaches and players seem to be impressed by him, which I go back and I look at notes from previous years when guys start getting noticed this early and when the hype is there this early. I think Raider fans and a lot of people need to start paying attention to the opportunity that Dylan Laube has in front of him, because he's got a hell of an opportunity. And I promise you, by the time you're done watching this video, you're going to be like, yes, he does have a hell of an opportunity. The versatility, the athleticism, it is on display. You can see it. Then he's also getting that extra time with coaches. So in the earlier practices, Zamir White was not out there. Ameer Abdullah was not out there a little bit early on at the OTA practices, which meant Laube got that time to get some work in. Laube also got the time to get work in for rookie minicamp. Remember that? So that's like early on. He was the only player really getting some of those extra reps. So not only is he getting the extra reps, not only is he getting that extra time with Cadillac Williams, the Raiders' new running back coach. So for me, one of the big reasons why I'm also saying that he's going to get an opportunity and he's showing out, the Raiders, yes, you're going to have to learn a brand new offense with Luke Getsy. You're going to have to learn a brand new running back room. The running back right now getting the most work with both of those two guys so far this offseason has been, in fact, Dylan Laube. So my question to the nation out there is this. Who do you think is going to make the bigger impact? Do you think it's going to be the rookie type 23, or is it going to be the vet who the Raiders did re-sign this season to a one-year, $1.85 million deal? This could be the pinned comment here on today's show. Scroll on down, give me your answer, because mine after this YouTube ad break. Let's get a little bit ballsy. That's what this type of the year is all about. I'm going to say the player that's going to make a bigger impact this season for the silver and black is, in fact, Dylan Laube over Ameer Abdullah. I know about 2 weeks ago I talked about a show how maybe Ameer ends up making the team, maybe he doesn't end up making the team, and I said that there was a 30% chance that Abdullah gets cut. Well, guess what? If Laube keeps going out there and keeps doing his thing, that number's going to continue to grow up. It's going to continue to rise and rise. And I'm telling y'all right now, Ameer Abdullah needs to be put on notice, because Dylan Laube's going out there and he's doing his thing. And it's not so much of a disrespect to Abdullah. It is, they like this kid. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, the Raiders are going to have to start paying attention. And so will you. Coming up here, why Laube is going to impress this season, because we've only just scratched the surface. I still got 4 more reasons, and the final reason is the number one reason why I believe that he's going to become more of a household name by the time that this year is over. Before I get into all those, though, shout out to our sponsor, PrizePicks. The NBA playoffs have been so much fun for me personally on PrizePicks. I've been putting a lot of extra money in my pocket, and I don't know about y'all. I hope that you've been taking advantage of some of the stuff that Jeremy and I have been talking about because we have been hitting big time. The Raiders Report is made possible by PrizePicks, and they've got specials for new and returning users alike. Just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Get onto the daily action with your friends and become part of the PrizePicks community today. The finals mean more on PrizePicks, and so do the star players. You get boosted payouts on select basketball stars that you won't find anywhere else. There's always action on PrizePicks, and this is the perfect time to try out something new as basketball is winding down. Make sure to try out esports this month because for every Wednesday and Saturday in June, if your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose from Counter-Strike 2, Call of Duty, Leagues of Legends, and more. If you want to see my picks that I'm rolling with for tonight's game, the Mavs have an opportunity to close this one out, and I think that they're going to end up closing this game out. Give me Kyrie Irving more on 33.0 points, rebounds, and assists. This guy's been in his bag. PJ Washington, probably one of my favorite players to watch right now on the Mavs. Give me the more on 12.5 points than Rudy Gobert. With Lively out, I anticipate more rebounds coming here for Gobert, so I took the more on 11 rebounds for this one. So if you want to roll with my picks, please, don't be shy. Go for it. It's really simple. All you got to do is choose more or less. I promise you, it is that simple. So get started now if you haven't already at prizepicks.com/CLNS and get a first-time deposit match of $100. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Pick more, pick less. I promise it is that simple. PrizePicks, though, again, even if you're like Mitch, I don't really even care about the game tonight. How about this? Put some money where your mouth is. Sit down with your fiance. It's what I'm going to do. And if she puts some money down, she has an opportunity to win. She's going to be locked in. It tells me then I get to watch this basketball game tonight. Let's go to the next thing here of why I believe that you shouldn't sleep on Dylan Laube. His backfield versatility. Versatility seems to be the key word that I feel like I use every single offseason. And again, we say it a lot in the off seasons. It's important to every coaching staff. I'm not trying to sit up here and say, like, we've cracked the wheel with Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco. But, like, you do have to admit the amount of times that AP, Telesco, this coaching staff in general, I'm talking Patrick Graham, Luke Getsy, especially Getsy, was talking about how versatility is important in multiple ways. Special teams on top of that. And Laube has maybe the most versatility out of any running back that is on our roster right now from a between the tackles standpoint and catching the football. Last season at New Hampshire, and I understand it's an FCS school, 160 carries, 749 yards, 9 touchdowns. But the reason why he's going to get on the field is if he ever makes an impact at the NFL level like we are hoping, it's this. Catching the football. 68 grabs last season for 699 yards and 7 touchdowns. That versatility and that ability to be able to catch the football is why I am saying, like, Ameer Abdullah, you're getting put on notice. He's a better pass catcher right now than Alexander Mattison. He's a better pass catcher than Zamir White. He's a better pass catcher than Brenton Brown. He's a better pass catcher than Sincere McCormick. McAllister's, they've been putting him at receiver, but I think they also put McAllister at receiver a little bit this offseason because they already see how good Dylan Laube has been in that backfield. And if you're looking for that extra running back that can catch the football, that's going to be, a little bit cheaper than Ameer. Guess what? Dylan Laube is a name to keep in mind. The next thing about that versatility is he can help on special teams. And Jeremy wants all y'all to do this right now down in the comments. I don't know how, but hey, type those ones, brother. Can help on special teams. And becoming a household name amongst Raider Nation. He might not be a household name to some people that don't follow this team, but if you watch every single Raiders game, if you're subscribed to the Raiders Report, I do think by the end of the year, you're going to be going, yeah, Dylan Laube, everybody should know him. If you're a Raider fan, and if you're in a Raider household, if your daughter, your sons, they got Raiders jersey on, guess what? This should be a household name because of how much he's going to get used. He can play in the kick return game, and you've already seen Tom McMahon, Raiders special teams coach, really talk about just like the difference in what's going to be this season for kick return, punt return rules. There's a lot of different things out there. But for the Raiders, you had DeAndre Carter last season. He's no longer a member of this team. Yeah, you also had Ameer Abdullah return some kicks too. But, what if you're confident that Dylan Laube can do all of those things? That saves you extra roster spots. And Laube in last season showed you that he could take one to the house and punt return, kick return. So not only does he have the ability to catch the football, not only does he have the ability to run between the tackles, he gives you that flexibility on punt returns, on kick returns, if need be. Now, I will admit, there's a lot of people out there, myself included, curious to see what happens with Trey Tucker. If you're the silver and black, though, and you're looking at Ameer Abdullah and Laube, I don't know if you need to keep both of those players. You could potentially keep a Laube, move on from Ameer Abdullah, and then that gives you the flexibility to keep a potential extra player at linebacker. Maybe you keep an extra corner. Maybe you keep an extra safety because, let's face it, the running back position is probably the least important position out of all of these positions that we've been talking about. Let's go to the next reason here of why he's going to get a chance and why you shouldn't sleep on him. The Raiders will go with a running back by committee. I can sit up here all I want and talk about how special of a player Laube is and how special he is between the tackles, catching the football. But if you don't get an opportunity, it doesn't really matter. He's going to get an opportunity to get on the field. And I think if he gets that opportunity, people are going to see really, really quickly, oh, shit, this kid's pretty freaking good. The offense Luke Getsy has ran, or that he's been a part of from his time back in Green Bay when he was the quarterback's coach to the time last season with the Bears when he was the OC. He's always run a running back by committee. Tom Telesco this offseason said that he believes in using 2 to 3 running backs. Running back coach Cadillac Carnell Williams this past season and past previous seasons with Auburn. What did they do? Running back by committee. The Raiders have really done a good job this offseason of painting a picture and telling you essentially exactly what they're thinking and kind of executing on that plan. If you follow this team this offseason, you know that they're going to go with a running back by committee. And all these different people are saying, by committee, by committee, by committee. So now that you know you're going to get that committee, Laube's going to get on the field. He's going to get that opportunity. The only thing that's going to hold him back, okay? Being a rookie's not easy. Trying to learn a brand new job is not easy. To me, the things that are going to keep him off the field are if he goes out there and he can't pass block, because Zamir White's the running back one on this team. He's the number one guy. If you told me at the end of the year, Mitch, Laube had an opportunity to get on the field, but he just couldn't quite get on the field to be that RB2. What's the reason? It's because he can't pass block. The number one biggest reason why Laube won't get on the field this year is he can't pass block, and Alexander Mattison is one of the better pass-blocking running backs in the National Football League. And if you're the silver and black and you're a little bit worried about protecting your quarterback, I do think that can keep him off the field. The other thing is not being able to hang on to the football, whether that's catching the ball or I mean more like fumbling. If he's got a fumbling issue, whether it is on special teams, whether it is on the offensive side of the football, those are the things that will hold him back. If you also want to see a little bit more of a breakdown about the Raiders' running back room and how I project Zamir White, I also throw out some projections in there for Dylan Laube. This video is going to be available to y'all down in the comments of the show. Also, I'll put it right here for you guys. That way you can see it, or what? It's technically right here, Chugs, right? I'll put it right here for you guys if you want to check this one out. It's more of just breaking down more numbers around Luke Getsy's offenses and what the running back position group can look like. I had somebody who has a very, very big social media following. They run their own fantasy football show. They reached out to me. They're like, Mitch, what do you think is going to happen with the Raiders and their running back room? If you have those questions, and if you're running a PPR league yourself and you're like, how can Laube make an impact? This is the video that you want to watch. This video here is the same as this one here. Let's go to the next thing that we're going to be breaking down here. It's Tom Telesco's past running back success. I am a big believer that whether it's football or it's life, if you've had success doing something in your past, you try to recreate it in some way, shape, or form. And Telesco's past running back success is why I really, truly think, because what did Telesco do this offseason? Upgrade on the defensive line and upgrade on their offensive line. Why? Telesco believes in going out and winning in the trenches. He's also said running back by committee. What do the Raiders try to do this offseason? Go out and get a running back by committee. Well, what if he also was able to find a running back, maybe two, that's kind of built like Laube and has had a lot of success? I think is what you're seeing yet again of Telesco having something work in the past and trying to do it yet again. So the running back that always gets mentioned is Austin Ekeler. Why? Ekeler was a UDFA running back in 2017. Telesco found him and turned him into one of the best pass-catching running backs in the National Football League. But when you look at their college comparison, Laube is 5'10", 205-ish pounds. Ekeler, when he was coming out of college, 5'10", 200 pounds. So the build's very similar. Both small school guys. Ekeler went to a D2 college. Laube went to an FCS school. The rushing yards. Advantages Ekeler. He also had a lot more playing time. My point of showing this is running backs with the same size, small school, both showing that they have the ability to run between the tackles, catch the football, and also help on special teams. Because I'll tell you this right now, if Laube can turn out and have the career that Ekeler had, sign me up for that every single day of the week. You want an easy way to be able to make people forget about a dude named Josh Jacobs? You go out and you find a sixth-round rookie that can catch the football, that can run between the tackles, that can help you on kick return, punt return, and every time he's on the field, you're just like, you know what? That guy's a hell of a football player, and that's what Ekeler is. Like, I know Ekeler's a Charger, and I know that people deep down don't like Ekeler because he is a Charger, but you know what, man? Like, you also have to think about it as he was a really good football player, and the Raiders are just simply looking for really good football players out there. So in conclusion, Laube is already impressing this offseason, and a lot of the notes that I'm seeing are aligning with some of the notes that we got from previous players when they were a rookie. You're like, all right, we should pay attention to this. He's going to get a chance to play on offense and on special teams right from the jump. He's going to get his opportunity to get on the field. And then Telesco might try to make Laube into the next Austin Ekeler. People have been giving him comps to Christian McCaffrey because he's wearing number 23. The comp that I have for the Raiders, for Laube, for Telesco is, imagine if you could put together what Austin Ekeler was. Also, do you remember a guy by the name of Danny Woodhead? Well, guess what? Danny Woodhead, some of his best seasons were with the Chargers, with Tom Telesco, a running back that if you looked at him, you go, yeah, that guy can't be a running back in the NFL. But what did he do? He offered versatility, and he offered you that ability to catch the football. I'll be real with you. I don't see Laube turning into a player like Austin Ekeler and putting up the total numbers from top to bottom. But what I do see is a player like Laube being some sort of a hybrid of what Danny Woodhead was and Austin Ekeler, and he's going to get the opportunity. Why? Because it's what Tom Telesco wants, and because Laube's a good enough football player where if you give him the opportunity, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. So the way I'm going to end this is this. Nation, this is going to be a household name by the end of the year. People that do PPR fantasy football leagues, make Dylan Laube a player that you target very, very late in all your drafts.